Alright, so if we look at this in Photoshop, we can create new, and we should have some presets. So for film and video, we would have 1920, 1080, 72, and we will call this character or comic. What should put in here? I will just keep it here this way. Alright, so maybe we do this as a comic strip animation. Alright, we'll create. I used to spend a lot of time in animation talking about your doing animated GIFs and that type of thing. Alright, so if I start here, maybe I want to start with my background. So actually we would do File, Place, Embedded is what we'll do to get a picture. Alright, so if I'm going to go, I have a picture, I think I'm going to do something from the school. So I have pictures, school events, is it in here? Alright, good. So this is one. So I can place it in. So I did File, Place, Embedded. It's going to bring it in here, and then I can stretch it out to fit my frame. Your characters, you can draw, or I guess you can find somewhere online. So let's do, Aaron, are you there?
Yeah.
Alright, this might be an alternative too for you and Brian to do, because I know I was talking to him and you guys had specific characters that you wanted to use that I think are going to be difficult to do using Character Animator, because you're not going to be able to rig them. So what was the name of one of your characters, Brian, Aaron?
Well, I had one called Sebastian. It was one I had previously, but I'm changing it up a little bit.
Is he from a series, or like, because I just Google search for Sebastian, I'm probably not going to find what you're referencing.
No, it's I'm custom making it.
Alright, you're custom making. Alright, well, let's say alright, I'm going to look up Among Us characters. I don't know, this, I know we were playing this. So if I go to my images, right, and you know, you're not going to have a lot of movement, so to speak, with these, but if I just take these, I can copy this image, I can then go into Photoshop and paste. Alright, so from here, to isolate these characters, you know, and if you draw it, then you would just place it like the background image. Alright, and I'm trying to select these things, but it's probably going to have a little difficulty because there's a lot going on here. Alright, so I'm using the quick selection tool, which is over on your groupings here. You can notice I didn't get all the guy here.
I just was informed that real time is back online, so you can now do your attendance. If you already supplied Jean with a list, then she will take care of it. If not, please go in now and take your attendance. Thank you.
Alright, let me do that real quickly. Alright, so the magic wand selects by color also. That's not getting a lot. Maybe what I would want to do, something like this, then is start with the eraser and just erase everything, like the big chunks. Because maybe I would just want to have these two characters here talking. Alright, so I'm just going to use the eraser. I'll go in here, and you could spend a lot of time to really get everything out. I think just for concept today, I'll just talk about, make it really kind of quick. To change the brush size, I'm using the square brackets. If you do that, the left and right will make it larger or smaller. Alright, so we could have our characters there.
Well, I should have tried it before I made that last announcement. Real time is not working at the moment.
Yeah, we know that.
So
Alright, so maybe we have these guys on the bench talking, these two Among Us characters or something. We could do something like that. Now, if you have them and you wanted these to be separate, another kind of nice keyboard shortcut, or what you can do is I could select this one here. I can right click, I could say layer via cut. So it's going to make a new layer by cutting this one out of that one. And now I can see that they're separate. Alright, so I could then move this guy over here, maybe sitting there like that. So what I'm thinking is that we can make some, and then what you'll do is do a frame animation. Alright, so if this window isn't open, we can do window, timeline, alright, that hides it or displays it. And then we're going to do a create frame animation. Alright, so what that does is it's going to make a new frame. If I wanted to make that move towards him, I can then just press the duplicate frame. And actually though, I got to think about this. Yeah, that moves it on both of them. So when you do a frame animation, it's basically taking a picture and kind of like doing a stop motion, and whatever's on the layer you can show or hide. Alright, so on this frame, you know, he's there. I go to this one, the layer's off, so now he would disappear. Alright, so if you have movement, which I wouldn't really encourage doing, you would have to actually then, you know, make a duplicate layer. Oop, I made a new layer. I can right click and say duplicate. We would have a copy, and then in this one he could kind of be moving, and then so you would make a new frame, and in this one you would have that layer off. This one it's alright, so that would kind of create some movement. Alright, and this is your timeline, so you can press play. But then, you know what, I'm thinking too, maybe we should, there's two types of animation in Photoshop. Alright, you can't add audio, I just remembered, in your frame by frame animation. So if we click our little flyout, we can make it a video timeline. This actually makes things easier for animation also. So it's probably better off we do it this way. Alright, so you would have your position here. So really I don't even need this layer anymore. If you wanted to make your character here move, alright, we have our keyframing, just like we did in Premiere. So we could come over. Is this the correct layer? Oh. So keyframe.
How's it going? Hi, everybody.
Alright, so getting back here, if you did want to do some animation, what you would do is, so actually I guess I turned that layer off. Let's clear this out and kind of start this over. Remember, just like in Premiere, your stopwatch is going to create this animation quality. So if I just go here, and if I move ahead a frame, and then I move my character, it's going to kind of create that animation after that. There is tweening and things to do. You don't necessarily even have to have movement though, so you don't really have to use this stuff. Alright, but I did want to show you some options with that. I'm thinking all you do for this is you could find a cloud, alright, and like we were saying, do kind of some like old school comic strip stuff, right? So if I just do cloud, or if we do, probably should have typed in like word cloud or comic cloud. You could probably do a vector cloud. Alright, so we have a similar type of thing here where we are selecting and getting like the magic wand. You can delete this, and then you could type in your information on top of that. Alright, so whatever your dialogue is, you would be typing it in as text here. Alright, and then, so what's going to happen in your animation bar here is you would just kind of adjust your duration and move it along the timeline so that it's showing up at the appropriate time. Alright, so we can just move this, alright, so that your layering of things is at the same time. Alright, and you can do the same thing with your pictures also. So just like if it were in Premiere, you can move things around and have your characters show up at different times. Alright, so Alicia and Steve, does that make a little bit of sense as far as making like a comic strip instead of using Character Animator?
Yeah.
Alright, so since you are limited on software, I would say just focus on doing it that way. So once you get all your images set up, on the bottom you do have an audio track, so you can add audio. So if we went to, let's just see if this works here. I forget if you can add more than one audio track. So I just want to check that, because you could actually record your voice like you were going to before, or bring in audio. But I don't, for you guys, if you just put it as text and then have some background music, I think that would be enough. But definitely if you can do both, I think that would be pretty cool. So let's see, just try this out. These are all videos. Alright, so here is one audio file. Alright, so that would be that one. So we could, again, you have your zoom slider, so we can adjust your audio to fit. And then, let's see if we do. Oh, alright, so you can actually add multiple tracks. Alright, so that's nice. So you can have more than one audio file. So you can have a voiceover, or if you had pre-recorded audio that you got from something. And then when you're done, you're going to say File, Export, and then Render Video. And this will allow you to create, as you see here, an MP4. So you would just keep all this the same and press Render.